So my time is up. I am going to bring up the next speaker. I do not need, and he does not need any introduction. I would not be here if it was not for him, our regional vice president, Jonathan.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. Guys, good to see everybody on Tuesday, the last Tuesday before January. Guys, or it's before February, actually. We're about to end January. Super excited. I know a lot of you made New Year's resolutions, but I definitely excited about what we have going on. So, Miss Jessica, thank you for hosting the call. Let's give Miss Jessica a round of applause, guys, for all she does. An incredible leader. So my part is very simple, guys. Before I get started, let me just share a little bit about myself. It's good to see everybody with their cameras on, and good to see everybody. But my part is very simple. First, just to know a little bit about me, my name is Jonathan Thomas. Been an entrepreneur for quite some time, about 18 years. And when I first saw this business, I was in the insurance industry, guys, and the insurance industry was great, but I had no time. I was working 80 hours a week in insurance. Probably, 8 to faint, like most of you people, right, on this call, busy people. And, someone called me and said, are you open to other ways of making money? Probably like some of you who are on the call, right? And they actually called me. Check this out, guys. My anniversary date is January 31st when I saw this opportunity and got started. So my anniversary date is coming up. So I was just like you, probably looking for a new opportunity. And then when someone gave me a call, I saw what we do. And then after that, the rest is history, guys. I built this business on 5 hours a week. And it's really just due to the simple system that any single person on this call, Miss Carrie, Miss Joy, Mr. Rubin, Mr. Lamar, Mr. Kota, anybody can do this business with the simple system, guys. So I'm going to get it right into it. Let me just share what it is that we do. And one of the mantras this year is raising the bar. Okay, we got to do more in 24. So let's get right to it. One thing I want to teach you guys tonight, and one thing everyone knows here, is technology has changed business. Netflix came along, and what happened to Blockbuster, right? No more Friday nights renting video games, renting movies. Netflix took that over, okay? Airbnb came and disrupted the hotel industry. Many people on this call are looking at Airbnbs before we even look at a hotel, right? So because of that peer-to-peer technology, look what happened. Uber, same thing. We don't even look at taxis anymore because of Uber. And look what happened to Toys R Us, completely gone. Now Amazon has taken over, guys. In fact, I got a package today and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Amazon's awesome. But what are we doing here? We're doing a new technology with healthcare, and healthcare where it's peer-to-peer, it's member-focused, member-centric, guys. And so that is revolutionary. We're going to disrupt this entire broken healthcare system. Now, I'm going to play a quick corporate video. And guys, just pay attention to the video because it's going to share exactly what it is we're doing with healthcare. And then I'll be back. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear the video.
Hi, I'm Phil Chrysler, President and CEO of Impact Health Sharing. Healthcare sharing began in churches. You were asked to contribute to help Bob and Sue with their ailment. People passed the hat and you contributed what you could to help your fellow member in need. Then, fast forward, you saw great things occurring in the Amish and Mennonite communities doing exactly the same thing. Then it got a little more formalized in the 80s with some religious-based organizations, and then the Affordable Care Act came along. That's really what propelled healthcare sharing to its modern-day growth. You remember, the individual mandate penalized you with a tax if you didn't have health insurance. But if you were a member of certain healthcare sharing organizations, you didn't have to pay that. Now we know the individual mandate has, of course, been reduced to zero. But in the meantime, healthcare sharing grew over 1,000% in the last decade alone. Why? Because it's an alternative to the high cost of insurance. Typically, you'll pay 30 to 50% less. Some reasons why: we're not for profit, so we have no profit motives that typically cause conflict between members, providers, shareholders, and the executive team. None of that exists with healthcare sharing and certainly with Impact. You can stop overpaying, my friends. Here's an important statistic to understand why. Department of Health and Human Services says about 5% of the population account for nearly half of the healthcare spending that occurs in this country. Majority are healthy. They're overpaying, though, for the non-healthy. Insurance has become really no longer affordable. 80% of U.S. adults rate lowering their healthcare costs as their top concern. So why Impact? Well, we're rooted in the Love Thy Neighbor approach, which allows us to welcome all races, all religions, all colors, all creeds. We were the very first healthcare sharing entity to launch this patented technology platform that really provides 100% transparency. This had never been done before in healthcare sharing, certainly not in health insurance. We have member-owned accounts. That way the money stays in your account. We have no network. You get to see any doctor you want. Again, providing full transparency on how all the money moves is something we're really, really proud of. And of course, you have no open enrollment restrictions. Membership begins the first of every month. You just got to finish that application by the last day of the previous month. We also have great pricing and programs for individuals, for families, for seniors, and for groups. And remember, friends, it's a comprehensive program for your health. So we have preventative services, maternity, accident, illness, and of course, injuries. You have access to telemedicine and an industry-leading prescription drug pricing program.
Wow. So as you guys can see, we have a leading drug pricing program, memberships for all walks of life, including businesses. Guys, I'm super excited. We are first movers when it comes to this. Works better, feels better than insurance, better coverage, better value. Super excited about this. Now, let's go through some highlights from the video. Number one, it covers all comprehensive major medical, illness, accident, maternity, preventative care, up to 70% in savings on your health care, guys. Super, super powerful. Also, we offer per household deductibles, okay? Not per family member. Huge what we're able to do with that. We also offer where you are free to choose wherever physician, whatever doctor you want to go to in the country, whereas we don't have a specific network like traditional healthcare. We also offer great pricing on prescriptions with a fiduciary company called Drexy. Incredible, guys. Lower copays, co-shares compared to traditional health. And here's some big ones. Number one, 24/7 telehealth. Unlimited, you can get a live doctor for free instead of going to the doctor and sitting in a room and waiting and having to take off work. You can get a live doctor. They can prescribe medication, have it delivered to you. And we're able to help people who do not have a social. If you're from Mexico, Guatemala, Canada, or anywhere that you can have an I-10, as long as you have an I-10 number, okay, in the United States, you are able to get health care, and mental health is also covered. So again, this is just some of the highlights, guys. We have training on this, but I want to talk to you about the marketing company that makes this possible. See, this company is called ACN. They're specializing in customer acquisition, guys. It started in January of 1993, so they're not a startup trying to figure it out. They're 31 years in business, focused in the US and Canada, guys, billions in sales and growing. Millions of customers acquired all over, and it is the largest direct seller of telecom, energy, and essential services, guys. An incredible, incredible company. You can see the accolades at the bottom. But for me, I was in when I saw this screen. You know, when I saw this screen, I said, you know what, JT, do you pay a bill? You know what, Jessica, do you pay a bill? David, do you pay a bill? Tina, do you pay a bill? Every single person on this call has to pay essential services. And for me, I just saw it as a way where we can get paid when people pay essential bills. So as you can see, we do residential and commercial. We do wireless. We do high-speed internet, TV, television bundles with the internet, energy and natural gas, healthcare we just talked about, security and automation, credit card processing. So imagine getting paid every time a business swipes a debit and credit card. We also have a travel plan, guys, where you can save money, guaranteed savings. There's a best price promise guaranteed on your travel. So imagine you people who love to travel, guys. I'm one of those people. And look at what else we offer. Identity theft, AI protection. That's huge right now. Can we just agree by show of hands? This AI thing is crazy, right? I'm like, what's going on? They can reduplicate me and make me look. I'm just telling you, it's crazy. So get yourself, if you're not protected, get yourself protected tonight, guys. So moving on, you're also able to get free services, guys. So if you get 12 energy accounts or 12 gas accounts, one time, there's no quota, you are able to get free energy. So if you have free energy, I haven't paid an energy bill in about 6 years. So if you have free energy, drop in the chat that I got free energy, because I'm telling you, don't pay any bills anymore. Now, the other thing I love that's dear to my heart is every single service that we acquire. We're able to feed hungry children through a company called Feeding America. You may have seen them at Walmart and other places. Again, that's the largest hunger program in the United States. So you are able to feed a child in need that's local, okay? Now, how does this work? We go direct to consumer, cutting out the marketing and advertising and all of that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, you're able to earn income. And guess what? As a consumer, you get more choices, better pricing, wholesale pricing. It's beautiful, guys. Now let's talk about the way we make money. The first way we make money is very simple. Imagine you can make weekly bonuses just for acquiring customers. Now, this is unlimited. There is no cap to how much you can make in a week, in a month. It's up to you. But imagine you can make bonuses every time those bills are paid, guys, or every time you acquire a customer. Isn't that awesome? Now, number two, there's the second way that we earn income. This is the reason I did this business, because I said, man, that's upfront money is great. I'm used to that. But what about back-end money? What about the money that comes in when people pay these bills, including myself? And, they told me at the time, you can make up to 20% month after month, year after year, these bills are paid. Guys, that's incredible, because not only do we do residential, imagine big business, corporate accounts, corporate buildings, those types of things, you can make up to 20% every single time that bill is paid. Very, very powerful, guys. Now, the third and fourth way that we make money is we are able to share this with other people. So by show of hands, does anybody on this call know anybody that wants to get paid on bills? Anybody? By show of hands, does anybody want to feed hungry children? By show of hands. Does anybody, by show of hands, again, I like participation, guys. By show of hands, does anybody want free bills for the rest of their life? By show of hands. Okay, well, welcome. Congratulations. Welcome to ACN, guys. That's what we do. Keep it in a nutshell. That's how simple this is. And look, I don't even like talking about the price, because in my opinion, to get started on a business like this, it's only one time $299 and $25 a month. Now, look what you get. You get a website that's already done for you. The training and marketing and materials are done. Guys, Salesforce does the business tracking, so you don't even have to worry about that. You got a team that works for you here in North America and in Canada, and here's the best part. All you do is send people to your website, they sign up the services, you get paid, and you get paid every month that bill is paid. Guys, this is an exciting business. I'm super excited about this business, guys. But here's what I'll tell you. You're in business for yourself. You will never be by yourself, Miss Charlene, Miss Jessica, Mr. David. You will never be by yourself, ever. We are here to work with each other as a team and as a system. You can do this around your part-time, spare time, full-time business, whatever it is, you're able to do this business. Now, we're going to get into the training. That was the overview, but we're going to get into the training, because without the proper training, no matter how great this opportunity is, if you don't train and learn how to make the money, guys, it will not work for you. So stay for the training. We're about to get into it. We're going to take some notes, take some screenshots, But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the person I have so much respect for. She's going to be our first trainer. She's going to train us on how to make the money in this business, about the way the compensation works. And there is no one greater than her. She is incredible out of California. She's what we call a regional director, seeing incredible success. She's a new mommy, guys, doing this around her busy schedule as a new mommy. Praise God for ACN Systems. So let's give it up for none other than Miss Charlene Wayanka. Miss Charlene, the call is all yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. JT. Let's give Mr. JT a big hand, you guys. Mr. Jonathan Thomas, aka JT, our fearless leader. Hey, you guys, just like JT said, my name is Charlene Wayanka. Thank you for being here this evening. We're going to get right into training. And I'm out of the California market here. Been with the company now for quite a few years. And in my time, I've worked with over 350 business partners, 1,300 customers. And now we are ready to rock and roll in 2024. Okay. My background is a small business owner as well as a VP in corporate America for a sales and marketing company. I did that for just a short period of time. But the reason why I got started was I had closed down my traditional business. I was very time broke and I wanted still a business because I had gone back to corporate at that time, but I didn't want the traditional overhead and the traditional stresses. And so a friend told me about our company and I was very intrigued about the services. I'm a businesswoman. I wanted to get paid on services that my family was already paying for. And then I was shown this unique compensation plan, which was really competitive and second to none. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. We are going to show you the money. So type in the chat, show me the money, please. So I'm going to share my screen really quick right here. And I am going to talk to you guys about compensation and our robust and unique compensation plan. So if you learn it, it's going to motivate you. And if you teach it to your team, it's going to get them excited. Okay. Now, compensation in our company is only earned when customers are acquired. We are a customer acquisition company. Yes, you can share the opportunity, but the way that we all build wealth in our company is by acquiring customers. And see, when you first get started, your first goal here, you guys, is to get a handful of services. Each service is actually a point value. We're going to learn about that with Mr. David Olivares in the next segment. But you want to get those 5 services in and earn your $200. Why? Because this is going to give you your first promotion and payout. Okay. With my old business that I had a lot of overhead. I didn't actually profit until about a year later. So, here you can get $200, create your story and your belief check, and you can tell people, hey, I received a profit check. You're eligible to earn residual income and you want to graduate to Friday Night Leadership. That's where you get the extra golden nuggets. We make money 2 ways here, residual income and also customer acquisition bonuses. We like to call that the sleep money. So residual income, monthly reoccurring when every time people pay their bills. And so we refer and connect residential and business services. Each of these services that we've circled here, these are the top 6 most simple and lucrative services. Okay, they're all attached to a point-based system. And the more services you get, the more points you get, which means the higher percentage you get. And so please take a picture of this and then we'll be able to game plan with you right after. But let's talk about the monthly personal residual income. So these are, this is the percentage brackets when you actually acquire customers yourself. So if you know, friends and family, coworkers, so forth, and then also your personal services in your home, the company starts you out at 3% and gives you a generous all the way up to 20% here. So you can give yourself weekly goals, monthly goals, and climb the tiers to give yourself a raise. Isn't it nice? Wouldn't you want to give yourself a raise every single week, right? And so no politics here. The computer promotes you. So you want to get to, we call it your career goal, 200 plus personal points as soon as possible to hit the 20%, okay? Because if it's on the table, you want to grab it. And then we also have overriding residual income. So here, you're able to refer and connect services on your own, but if you know somebody who has, is a motivated or has an interest in connecting services with us, you can have profit share with them. They earn 4%. I'm sorry, they earn their own percentage, but we're able to earn 4% on up to level 5. But you get to increase your levels here as you get more personal points. So your goal is to get 75 points as soon as possible so that you can actually earn up to level 5. So what that means is just, so say for example, you know, Jessica got started, she referred JT, he would be level 1 to her. And then let's just say I started on her team as well, and I would be level 2 for her, and so on and so forth. So the goal is 75 personal points. Okay. And then once you hit regional vice presidency on Friday nights, you want to get qualified because on Friday nights, you're going to learn more about becoming an RVP. Okay. And on that leadership on Friday, RVP and higher, they get paid below 5% infinite, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to actually skip that right now. I'm going to go right into our customer bonuses. This is what I love. Okay. You want to run to regional director. Okay. The position is very lucrative, and CQ, ETL, RC, those are great, but it really ramps you up for RD. So let's talk about when you get started, you want to become what's called a CQ. Okay. Get those handful of services, 10 points, you get paid your $200. This is extremely important because this is going to release your compensation. So the company wants to continue paying you, but you have to at least get your 5 services in, okay? And this is urgent and a priority. Now, the company offers bonuses. So in tier 5 services, 8 services, 11 services here, 200, 400, 600. Every additional 3 services is an extra 200, and it's unlimited. So the company pays you on unlimited services as well as unlimited business partners. But this is great because even if you're doing it, just like JT and I, when we started, 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, and so forth. You know, I ended up doing it up to 10 hours a week, very spare time, part-time. This is an extra 8 services, 2 services a week, 8 services a month, 400 monthly extra. So that's $4,800 just in bonus money. That's a nice little vacation, you know, extra Christmas money if you have, you know, something that you like to donate to as well. It's a great spare time, part-time. You know, gig here. So ETL, executive team leader, the company pays you $50 every time you help someone brand new. And this is once you earn 30 points cumulative in your team. So the easiest way to do this is actually just get your 5 services in, like I said, and then introduce a couple people into the business. Okay. This example, if 10 people got started on your team that we helped get a paycheck, that's $500 extra as an executive team leader. So the bonuses there are $50 per every new CQ. But in the month of January, we only have a couple days here. I'm 24 hours, you guys, 48 hours left, okay? When you have a start date of January, you're able to earn $500 within 30 days of your start date. You get your 30 points and hit ETL, the company's going to give you $500 extra dollars. Okay, that's on top of the 200 that they give you too. So easily 500 plus within your first 30 days. So you want to get that done as soon as possible. Okay. A regional coordinator. Okay. This is a great position because now you get a ×3 raise, not $50 anymore, but $150 for every new CQ. So let's just say that month, 20 people got started on your team. We helped them with their first couple services. That's $150 per person at $3,000 per bonus. Okay, so you hit regional coordinator once you have 200 points cumulative on your team. And you can easily do that with just a couple of business partners that you help get promoted as well. So we work as a team here, and it's a beautiful thing. So regional coordinator, and then we have a special bonus, you guys. The reason why, if you know anybody, if you care about anybody, if you know about anybody who wants to make extra money in 2024, let them know right away. We have, like I said, you know, till tomorrow evening to be able to tell them about this opportunity and have them be eligible for the RC bonus, which is a very special bonus that the company doesn't normally give out. So that's $500 extra, okay? And so total here, you're looking at $1,000 worth of bonuses. And we'll go over this with you in more detail, you know, in the breakout room once we talk. So that ETL bonus is 500 plus an additional 500, that's $1,000, okay? And then that's a total of 1,500 if you can get that all done within a 30-day period. Okay, and then if you hit RC, that's an extra 500. So that's a total of $1,500, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's talk about regional director. We talked about that and highlighted that, right? Run towards regional director. That is a cumulative 600 points. And that's that extra $100 on top of that 150. So it's $250 now as a regional director. Okay, this is why you want to be a RD, regional director, right away. And for example, if you got 30 people started in your open line that month, we help them get their first couple services in and get paid. $250 per person, that's $7,500. Can you see why we're telling you guys to run towards this position? Because the income potential here is truly great. Now we're going to talk about regional vice president on Friday. So once you guys get qualified and into that leadership, we're going to talk to you guys about how you can position yourself for RVP, which is infinite levels of residual income. So that is super exciting. Okay, so see here in the company, you're going to get paid a lot on the bonuses in the beginning, but your residual income as all of the bills accumulate that you acquire as well as your team acquires, your residual commissions are going to exceed eventually those bonuses. And that's where it becomes very unique and lucrative in our company. People paying their bills. I've been with the company now for quite a while, still have customers paying their bills, and you want to see that check come every single month, month in and month out. That's the sleep money that we're talking about. Okay. And so you guys, my part's done. I hope you guys are excited about getting paid the way that we do, getting paid on bills, getting paid on helping people, getting paid on sharing the opportunity. You guys, we are really second to none in the legacy company. But I'm going to pass it over to the gentleman who's going to go through the details of customers and how you can have a big organization with customers, because he has a lot of customers too. And he's going to share his wealth of knowledge. You guys, I'm going to pass it over to my brother in Texas, top regional director, Mr. David Olivares.
Wow, what a presentation, Mrs. Wayanka. I was like taking notes, feeling like I'm hearing this for the first time. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just in the rhythm you had, but let's give her a huge round of applause. Thank you for your leadership. Now, my background is in the real estate space. I've been doing real estate for about almost, you could say about 22 years, right? And I was time broke. I was making money, but at the end of the day, sometimes, there's other things more valuable than just working 24/7, right? So when I took a look at this a few years ago, it made perfect sense. I fell in love with the people, the nicest people you'll ever meet. I still do real estate part-time, but now I can control my schedule a little bit more. So I do this, the cracks of my day, right? I have a little over 2,000 customers, a little over 100 business partners, and all due to the training support of our ACM system that we have. So now we're going to go into how to get a bunch of customers now that you know what the compensation plan is. And feel free to take screenshots. That way you can use these as reference points. Now, the first thing that we want to talk about on getting customers is you want to make sure that you want to get familiar with the services, right? Well, you're going to see some of these slides repetitive, but the more you see it, the more you're going to understand it. Every service has a point value, right? So if you see some of the ones that are circled in red, those are the most lucrative services that we try to acquire, right? Why? Because, like, for example, Impact Health Sharing, that service is what pays us the most, right? So moving on, next is, where do you find your customers? You want to start with yourself, right? That's why it's a big old bold red letters. Next, you want to work with people who say no to your business just because they say they're not ready to get started. That's okay. Don't take it personal. And then, of course, everybody else, right? Using a special approach called the favor, why, help, support approach. But when you're new, and even to this day, my primary approaches are you and people who say no to your business. Typically, when they say no to your business, it could be maybe like a not right now. So it doesn't mean that they won't take a look at your business down the road. Sometimes people just want to see what you're doing or how you're going to do, right? We're going to talk about how to build a team in the next segment by another brother of mine who's also a realtor. Now, think like a business owner, please, because you want to earn like a business owner. Most important is you. Benefits of becoming your own customer. Why? Because it's going to create belief in your services. You're going to get paid and promoted faster. As far as I know, I didn't get started in this business to get paid next year. If I wanted to get paid as fast as possible. And you're going to learn the sign-up process. There's a website right there. You can use it as a reference tool, save it, right? And you get paid on your own services up to 20%, like how Mrs. Wayanka was telling us. And I love this because you go from selling to sharing. We are not salespeople, ladies and gentlemen. We are sharing what we do with people who care to listen or lock arms with us, right? Now, for those who like free stuff, I saw the chat blowing up. A lot of us have some free services besides the residuals and the bonuses that we're already making. ACN just really goes the extra mile and takes care of us. So, ID Seal, which is our identity theft protection, it's uh, very comprehensive. In my opinion, it's more comprehensive than a lot of the ones that you're going to see out there, right? I get 5 of those accounts, and your account can be up to free, right? Get 12 energy gas or 12 energy electricities, and you can have the average of the highest 12 energy or gas accounts in a direct deposit every single month. That's what we call it, the up to free electricity. And sometimes it could even surpass what your bill is, right? And on the cell phone services, this is really cool. Once you get 5 Flash mobile accounts, which is our brand name, right? You get a free line for every 5 accounts. Moving on next. Now, this is a special promotion that's going to end. They're extending it all the way to February 29th, right? Now, just to kind of give you an example, you saw the bonuses that Mr. Wayanka told us, right? Now, there's an extra $200 for every 6 energy accounts. So, in some states, there's only gas. In some states, there are only electricity. And in some states, if you happen to be lucky to be one of those, the states you see right there, you can get both, right? So literally, if you're on this Zoom and you're from that area, oh my gosh, you are so lucky, right? And if you don't have energy in your state, don't worry about it, because we are all over the United States. So the world is your oyster, as they say, Now, 6 and 12 and 24, just look at those examples there. I'm not going to go much into them. You just do the math in your head, right? Next, our highest paying residual income service in the 31 years of the existence of ACN is our Impact Health Sharing. You don't need a health insurance license to be able to market this service. And we are in 47 states. If it works better, feels better than insurance, please set the right expectations. This is not health insurance. It's an alternative to the sometimes high cost of health insurance, right? Now, for those who want to really master, ask questions on Impact every Tuesday morning at the times that you see on the screen. We have regional vice presidents, Jeff and Melissa Street. They do this for us. It's about an hour long, give or take. So dive into it. I like jumping on whenever I get an opportunity in the cracks of my day, right? So next, when you become an IBO or independent business owner, you must be accredited. This is not a test. It's an open book. It's just a questionnaire. Basically, they want to know that you read through the guidelines, right? You don't have to memorize them, right? And you have to do this every 12 months. Once you get closer to the 12 months anniversary of you being an ACN, you'll get an email. Look out for it. Don't miss it in case it goes into your junk file, right? It is security sensitive, so you must click the link that you receive, all right? Next, how do you get Impact Health Sharing customers? The number one reason people fail in any business is because they never say anything. You can't be in the ACN CIA in this business, right? People need to know what you do. Like, for example, whenever I talk to my business partners, I'm like, how many people did you talk to about the business this week? How many people did you talk to about being a customer this week, right? And you can be accountable to yourself, right? If you know, they said not very many, well, then of course that's on you, right? So how do you get customers? Are you open to getting your free quote on your healthcare? Easy. Can everybody say it with me? Are you open to getting a free quote on your healthcare? That's it. It's a 50-50 shot, right? If you were in Las Vegas playing the slot machine and they told you that machine is 50% broken, trust me, you're going to play that slot machine. If they say yes, you're going to go to your storefront, give them a quote based on the oldest family member in the household, right? If they love it, they like what they see, they can sign up on your website so you get the credit. It takes about 10 minutes. If they have questions you don't want to go into, there's a little field where they can put their information. It'll be your lead. It's a lead capture. They'll get a call back within about 48 hours, give or take, from Impact Consultant. But big pro tip, if they do that, follow up with your potential customer. Hey, did you have your meeting? Hey, how did it go? Sometimes life gets in the way, or they miss their whatever call or whatever, right? Now, once again, set the right expectations. Impact is not health insurance, it's an alternative. Now, one of the questions that's going to pop up is, does Impact Health Sharing pay? And what are the savings on it, right? Now, Impact is going to renegotiate that bill, right? So in this example, somebody went to the hospital. Their bill was almost 37,000. The bill was repriced. Remember that word, repriced. They knocked down over $27,000. So it was only about $9,400 approved for sharing. This particular Impact customer, all they had to pay was about $1,000. I don't know about you, but sometimes health insurance, especially if you're private pay, it's very, very, very expensive. Impact has your back. Now, next, this is our secret sauce. Like, how Mickey D's has their secret sauce, right? That, you know, it's what's one of the things that's made them a lot of money besides their system, right? How do you approach people? You don't want to, remember we're saying you don't want to be a sales agent, right? You use this approach: favor, why, help, support. First hand experience. When I started this business, I said, you know what? I'm going to sell people on their savings. I talked to 10 people. 10 people told me no. I almost quit. I went back to sat down with my regional director. I said, hey, look, if I can't even sell electricity, this business is not for me. But you know what she told me? She was half my age. She says, do I have permission to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear? I said, yes, ma'am. She says, did you use the approach we trained about on Tuesday night? I said, no, because I know how to sell. She said, go back and do it again, right? But do it the right way. I tried it, believe it or not. About 5 out of those 10 signed up to be my customers, and a lot of them said, why did you tell me that to begin with? So trust me, it works, right? Be honest with your people. Now we're gonna do a real quick role play. You don't want to sound like a robot, but these are the magic words, the words that work. So, if possible, would Miss Jessica, our regional coordinator, would do a little bit of role playing with us and practice with us? Do you mind helping us out, ma'am?
Sure, I can help.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Jessica is my friend. So I'm going to give Miss Jessica a call. Ring, ring, ring.
Hi.
Hey, Jessica, how's it going?
Oh, hey, David, it's you. I didn't see your name on there. How
No,
are you
no worries.
doing?
Hey, fantastic. I'm at work, but I want to ask you if you can do me a huge personal favor. Look, Jess, I'm very passionate about a program that I'm working on that offers essential services. And I called you because, I knew that you could help me out. Now, Jess, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm kind of wanting to go a little bit part-time on real estate. It's been great, but I'm getting a little bit burnt out. You know how it is sometimes. You get kind of tired of same old, same old, same old, same old, right? And I'm very close to meeting a promotion. And all I need, Jess, is a few more customers by tomorrow. And I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor, support me, and try any of my services, Jess. It would mean the world to me.
Sure. Let's set up a meeting and see what I can do for you. I would love to help support you.
Awesome. You are awesome. I knew I could count on you. Can I get you a quote in your healthcare?
Sure, yes, why not?
Perfect. Let's give her a huge round of applause. She did fantastic. So, did you notice how I try not to sound like a robot? I made it my own. I used the other person's name. People like to hear their name in a sentence, believe it or not, right? And they know that you're paying attention. So, role play back and forth with whoever you're working with, right? It's actually a lot of fun to record yourself. Now, to wrap up this section, to learn faster and get more customers, start with being your own customer. If you're able to, right? Now, if you're in a deregulated area where you obviously can't get electricity, find a service that you can be a customer of, right? start with mastering 2 to 3 services, right? Don't get overwhelmed. You want to have fun. We're working this runner schedule, right? Work how the saying goes, work full-time at your job, part-time on your fortune while you're full-time at your job, right? And you want to master the approach for the favor, why, help, support. There's actually a little video you can get from whoever you're working with, right? So next, we're going to teach you how to be able to build a team, or let's just say build an army of customer getters. So next, I've got my brother, real estate brother, all the way from Houston, Texas. Thank you for your leadership. The digital stages all years, brother Marshall Stewart.
Wow,
Regional
what a
Director.
tremendous training. Let's give a round of applause to Regional Director, Mr. David Olivares. What an amazing job. I was just, learning so much, and people like him are the reasons why I've had success in this business, is because when I wanted to learn how to be good at getting customers, I wanted to learn from people like David, who not only is a more than 200-point champion himself, but 2,000 plus customers in his organization. Can we agree? He's someone you want to listen to when it comes to getting customers, right? So for me, as you heard from David, my background actually is in the real estate space. Blessed to be a husband, a father, man of faith, and just someone that really this business has completely changed my life. And I thank the good Lord for it, because the reality was I saw this business a few years back when I needed something. I was sick and tired of the layoffs. I was sick and tired of the economy dictating how much money I could make in that season when things were outside of my control. I knew that I needed a plan B, because my plan A wasn't quite working out the way that I thought it would. Any of y'all been in that position before, or maybe could do something with a plan B? That was me. So all I had, just like Charlene was mentioning and others, was just a few hours a week. I only could commit maybe 5 or so hours, but in that time frame, I just learned the system of how to be able to get customers, how to be able to build a team, and did that following the system, following the leadership. And over the years, it turned into a lot of customers, over 1,000 customers. It turned into over 100 business partners. And I'm going to teach you guys the next step of how to build a distribution or an army of customer getters, like David mentioned. Because if you now know how to get customers, let's talk about the next step of teaching other people how to do that too. So building a team is very, very lucrative. And here's the reason why. When I first got started, my first goal was I wanted to get customer qualified right away. My mentor then told me, well, Marshall, who do you know that would be interested in this business too? See, when I first saw it, I got started right away like that. I had no questions beyond just, how much is it and how do I get started? I signed up on the spot as soon as I saw it. And here's the reason why. Because somebody thought of me to introduce this business. They knew that I would be a good candidate to be able to share this business with. They set up what's called a private business Zoom, or at the time they were more in person. We didn't have Zoom at this time, but at that time, but now we do, and it's so much easier. So when you set up your own Zoom call, much like what's happening here, within your next 24 to 48 hours, picking a time and date that works for you and your leader, you want to think about everybody that you possibly can, putting them on a list, but think about your A players. A friend of mine thought about me. He knew that I was a business owner, and he knew that I was in real estate, which is the first two on the A list, right? So I got started right away. And then what happened for me is I got a bunch of customers because it was much easier for me to help my clients every time that they sold a home or bought a home, or moved into a property of any kind. This was a buffet of services I could offer them. And, it was easy for me to get my 200 points. So I'm thankful for the customer acquisition side, that David just covered. But who's also excited about those 200 points? The person who recruited me, right? The person who brought me into this business, because he gets paid on all of my production. So think about your real estate professionals. Think about your insurance professionals like Mr. Thomas. He came from a background of that. Think about the medical professionals that you know. Anybody who's done any kind of network marketing experience, or maybe they're successful in what they're doing in a career. In fact, I'm going to do a quick example here. I want to know if any of you are business owners or have ever owned a business, you're successful in whatever it is that you're doing, or you're someone with the real estate background of any kind, would you please raise your hand? That's more than half of the call. More than half of the call. You know what that's called, ladies and gentlemen? A clue. You might want to pay attention to that, because you don't have to teach business principles to these people here on the A list. The people that always had the most questions for me were some of the brokest people in my life. They had all the opinions. All the other business people saw this as a no-brainer opportunity to add along their other books of business, right? So, but also alongside the A-listers, don't forget about everybody else. Don't forget about the people like Miss Vargas, who's, you know, a yoga teacher and someone who does well in her traditional career. Don't forget about people like that, because if you do, you'd be missing out on a regional coordinator in your team. Don't forget about other people that, you know, like Miss Rena, right? Who does people's hair. I'm still waiting for her to do mine, right? But don't forget about people like that, because you'd be missing out on some very lucrative business here. So think about everybody else as well. Don't discriminate. Don't, you know, prejudge. Just share the business with as many people as possible as far as inviting them, and understand that even the people that say yes to coming to this Zoom that you're going to host, 50% will not show. And that's okay. Whoever God intended to be there is going to show up. So what I'm going to do is I want you guys to hear some words that work in a way that you can reach out to people in doing it in your personality, but using a formula of words that's going to help you have a lot more success. Trust me, I learned the hard way. I'm going to talk about ways not to do it in a second. But what I want to do is I want to invite someone here to role play with me. If you don't mind, Miss Estella Williams, are you able to role play with me for just a moment and just walk through this script with me? Is that okay?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So in this business, Miss Estella is one of the legends of this company. You know, bar none, well known. She's had documented success, but she's also a friend of mine, right? So if I'm going to reach out to her, I'm going to reach out to her as my friend Estella. Okay, so Miss Estella, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I would give her a call and I'd say, "Hey, Miss Estella, how are you?"
I'm awesome. How are you?
Oh, doing wonderful. You know how it is, you know, blessed and highly favored. So, listen, I know you're a very busy woman, and I am too. I've only got a quick moment, but I've got a crazy question for you. Outside of what you're already doing, do you ever look at other ways of making money, in particular this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, me too. Well, as you know, Gabby and I just welcomed our son, and you know, we're trying to have a lot more time to spend with him. And my traditional career in the real estate industry has been a little bit rocky. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
That's my why, by the way. Share your why.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I started looking, is, you know, because I want to offset that rockiness. And let me tell you something. I met an unbelievable individual by the name of Jonathan Thomas. He's expanding an online business with essential services, having massive success. And I don't know how I got so blessed, but he's going to be showcasing it for me and a few people I recommend tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on a Zoom call. And I'd love to introduce you and, you know, see if it's a good fit as well. So can you be sure to be available tomorrow at 6 o'clock to log in with us?
Um, well, Marshall, let me just ask you this. You know, do you know what's the name of the company?
Yeah. So she asked a question, what's the name of the company? And that's a great question. Okay. So moving forward, most of the people you reach out to, they're going to have questions. Okay. So what you're going to hear from me is I'm going to be new and talk about the speaker. I'm going to talk about the person, not so much about the company or the business. So she says, what's the name of the company? Said, Miss Estella, that's a great question. To be honest with you, I know that Mr. Thomas works with several companies, but I don't have all the details. All I know is he's going to be showcasing all about this business and what he's doing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And based on his success, I want to learn what he's up to. So listen, it may or may not be for you, but just trust me. It's only 15, 20 minutes. So can I send you the link and if we can evaluate it together?
Okay, sure.
Awesome. So, by the way, someone from his office may be giving you a call just to confirm the appointment, but I really look forward to seeing you on with us tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay, great. Thanks for thinking of me.
Absolutely. So let's give Miss Estella a round of applause. And here's what I want y'all to know. She said something so special just then at the end. She said, thanks for thinking of me. And there are people out there that will thank you because they are praying for something in this season. And that's what happens when you invite people the right way. Talk about the person and not so much about the business. In the very beginning, many of us leaders, including myself and especially myself, tried it my own way. I talked about the company. Oh, it's this company called AMC or something like that. And it's like 299 bucks, $25 per month. And man, they're working with like DirecTV and Dish and Vivint. And let me tell you something, they do business all over the US, Canada, and you can just make residual income and you can promote to executive team leader. And man, there's this Impact Healthcare or Health Share or Health something. And oh my God, it's so, let me tell you something. Most people don't respond well when you start vomiting all of these business terms just on a quick phone call that they don't even know what any of this is about. It actually turned a lot of the people off and they couldn't wait to get off the phone with me. Same information. So it worked so much better. And especially because they knew me from my background in real estate, or if we were really good friends, they knew me from my partying days and not so much who I am today. So it's better when you talk about, the person you're working with and make them the expert. And that's the great thing about those of us that are getting started or restarted is our job is easy. We just invite. We send reminders 15 minutes prior. Take a picture or a screenshot of this. Make sure you have your camera on and your professional background lights are on. You're smiling, you're happy, you're excited, you're having fun, no distractions. Don't interrupt the speaker. Just make sure that our role is just be a good host for our people so that our leader, you're setting that leader up, to have success. And all that looks like is whenever you schedule that Zoom meeting to invite all of your people, what will happen is your leader is going to knock it out of the park by helping you get customers and partners in one setting. That's how we did this just a few hours a week. Whenever most of us who are busy with me, more than full-time commitments, a husband, a father, and all these other things that I had going on, just follow the system, set up your Zoom meeting, and let the leaders help you get those first customers and those first partners. So with that, we get a chance to pass it along back to our fearless leader and someone who we are just so endlessly thankful to cover the last topic. And this topic, nobody knows better than this gentleman because he's been through some of the ups and downs in this business and in life and continues to soldier his way through and bring people with him. That's Regional Vice President, Mr. Jonathan Thomas. Back to you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Marshall. Guys, could we give Mr. Marshall his respect for an incredible training, doing an incredible job. And, brother, I just want to thank you for your leadership. And I want to thank all of the leaders on this call, for your leadership and your service. Because as you guys know, listen, some of these leaders, they don't have to be here, okay? And they're here building this business for you guys and training you guys so that you can go out and see that success. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So guys, I'm going to talk about the last topic, and then we're going to get into some breakout rooms so we can set a game plan for yourself, ask some questions, figure out some things that you need to do to move your business forward. But let's get into the most important topic. And this is the most important topic because if you can get past this, you can build any business in the United States, in my opinion. But you have to get past the mindset. And then we're going to talk about events. So the first thing I want everybody to understand is, number one, you got to make a decision. There's two decisions I always talk about. Number one, if you haven't made the decision to get started, make that decision first. Listen, it's $2.99, ladies and gentlemen. My cost to even run my business is well over $2.99, and I think I can share this with all business owners. To run a business, it costs way more than $2.99 to get started, number one, and every month $25. So just the employees alone is enough. So make that decision tonight. All right, that's number one. Number two, the best decision you can make in this business is simply to win. And that decision, you have to make that tonight because, you know, first of all, no one makes that decision to lose. But what I will tell you is if you make a decision to win at all costs and you've been plant that in your head, watch what happens to your business. So that's number one, is making a decision. Number two, you want to determine why you are doing this. If you're new on this call, write this down. Because see, when I first started, I thought that is, oh, I just wanted to make some extra money. You know, I used to say these things. Oh, I wanted to make some extra money. Oh, I just wanted to make money. And then my mentor said, well, yeah, what would 10 grand a month residual do for you? What would 20 grand a month residual do for you? What would 100 grand a month residual do for you? And that's when I started to think, well, I could take care of my mother who's sick right now. I can take care of my entire family. Maybe people don't have to work anymore. I can take care of my future children. I don't have any children, but if you have children, that could be one of your whys. You know, I wanted to say, you know, my children don't have to work for somebody. So whatever that why is, make that your own. And number three, you want to make sure you're coachable, because the people who shared this opportunity with you guys, just know that if you're coachable to what they're telling you to do, I promise you, you will see success. But one thing I realize is the uncoachable, the people who do not follow a simple system, you will not see success. Is that clear, everybody? I want to make sure that's clear. Without being coachable, you won't see success. Goodbye, $324. Trust me, ACN doesn't need your $324. That's number one. Number four, have a great work ethic, guys. Have a great commitment. Commit to what your why is. You want to learn to sort, guys. That's number five. What does sorting mean? Sorting means, well, if you call somebody and they don't want to be your customer, don't cry about it. It's okay. Move on to the next. What is another scenario? Well, somebody you share the opportunity to and they don't want to join the business. That's okay. Move on, guys. Not everybody wants to get paid on bills. Not everybody. You know, I asked that question and there was still some people that didn't raise their hand. You know, I asked the question earlier, does anybody want to get paid on their own bills? And some people still didn't raise their hand. Guys, just sort. Understand that 80% of your time, work with the red apples. What is a red apple? Someone like Marshall, someone like Mrs. Stella, someone like Mr. David, someone like Jessica, someone who says, yes, I'm ready to do this. I'm here with you. I'm here to build with you. We are a team. Those are your red apples. Green apples are what about this? What about that? I got some questions. Why T-Mobile? You know, why this, why that? Guys, it's okay. Spend 20% of your time and 0% of your time with negative people, okay? And then the sixth one, I don't even like talking about because, you know, quitting is just not an option in my opinion. Now let's talk about the emotional roller coaster. Now there's ups and downs in anything. Because in fact, I had someone that I had to visit. They were at the hospital yesterday. You know, God bless her. She's doing okay today, you know, praise God. But here's the thing. We were looking at each other. We were talking about business and stuff like that. And, you know, she's doing a lot better today. But one thing I told her was, I said, keep the faith, keep praying to God, keep surviving. Trust me. You got kids at home. They want to see you again. Let's keep going. Because look at this screen. And I showed her the monitor. I turned the monitor to her. And I said, look at this screen going up and down. I needed to keep doing that. Because if it does this, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, in this business, you're going to have ups and downs. There's going to be ups and downs no matter what. You're going to talk to people and people are going to say, nah, not for me. So make sure you understand that there's ups and downs. This is a roller coaster. Don't get emotional. Keep the bar down. Ride the wave, guys. This is normal. This is business. Don't get emotional. Focus on your why. Now, here's the 4-step system. And I want everybody to take a picture of this because this is super important when we talk about system. The first thing is attending a quick start training. So congratulations to everybody tonight. You attended a quick start training. Congratulations. That's the first thing, right? This is just a basic training. The second thing you want to do is you want to get qualified. If you are not qualified on this call tonight, get qualified, guys. Get paid. Listen, that is the only time sensitive thing in this business, is to get qualified. So make sure you get qualified right away. Do not wait on that. And host a Zoom meeting. You know, Mr. Marshall trained you guys on how to host a Zoom meeting. Make sure you follow those instructions and invite people that you want to take a look, okay? Or evaluate this business with you. Now, the third thing is attend a Friday night leadership class. You heard from Ms. Charlene Wyanka. She talked about that. You know, you're going to hear RVPs, SVPs, top producers. They're going to train you on the leadership class. And then the last thing you want to do in the system is you want to attend a local event and a national event. Guys, this system works. And why are events important? You know, one time, and again, I'm just going to bring this up for everybody here. You know, one time I had somebody, they were talking about, they said, man, I got on the training and I think I got it. Do I have to go to every training, is what they said. And I said, well, I mean, you think you got it, right? He's like, no, I got it. I get it. You know, I know how to do this business. I said, okay. He's like, yeah, it's the same thing every week, is what he told me. I said, oh, really? It's the same thing every week. I said, well, if it's the same thing, here's what I want you to do. I want you to next week, get on the training, and I want you to train us, because I could really use your leadership. I could really hear it from you, since you know what you're doing. You know what he said? Well, I don't know. I really don't know that well. I said, exactly. See, let me tell you something. Write this down. Wealthy people care about system. I'm going to say that again. Wealthy people care about system. See, when I first started, I was busy, ladies and gentlemen. So I needed a system that was plug and play. That if the system works, I would get maximum effort and get maximum results. But without a system, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't work. You'll be all over the place. Does that make sense? So I'm going to show you guys a quick video of one of the events. The events are super powerful. Come to a live event. I'm going to share with you really quickly a video, and we'll be right back on the power of local and national events. So give me a thumbs up, guys, if you can hear.
ASEAN is much more than making money. ASEAN is a way of life. ASEAN will impact every aspect of your life if you give it a chance. For the last 30 years, I can tell you that we've changed many lives, and we're about to change your life, those of you that are here for the very first time.
When you come to these events, let me tell you what's going to happen. ASEAN's going to get inside of you.
You are 100% at the right place.
We are fired up. Training, recognition. This is absolutely amazing.
I promise you, you can go all the way if you put into practice what you learned this weekend.
Whether you want to or not, you're leaving a legacy.
We are so excited to be here at the Elevate event in person and live.
If you can't get better here, where thousands of people want you to get better, where are you going to go to get better?
Successful IBOs understand it's timing.
So if you give them direction on something to do, they'll accomplish the goal. Be results oriented.
If you want to see 2024 be all that more for you and your family, elevate yourself, elevate your mind.
People are absolutely fired up to change their lives after seeing everything that they came to see. The convention has done its job.
You know how you accomplish anything in life? Persistent effort. We hold ourselves accountable for representing these co-founders at the highest level. It's not more content that you need, it's connection.
And not just belief in the company, not just belief in the industry, but most importantly, belief in yourself. See, when somebody believes, they can achieve.
You are already Senior Vice President Platinums. You are leaders. You already are successful. You have to believe it first, and then it will happen. You have to be before it is. All
right, guys. So as you can see, the next Elevate event is in Dallas, guys. you want to make sure you register for that event. And we also have a local event here in Houston coming up February 17th. I'm super excited about this event. Make sure you go ahead and be ready for that event. February 17th, Saturday. That's going to be a huge event we have here locally in Houston, guys. But as I wrap up tonight's call, I just want to say I appreciate all of you and I thank you. But I hope you guys took copious notes and you decided to win tonight. Because as we all agree, this month has went by pretty fast. Can we all agree? People made these New Year's resolutions. And now we're here in February. Let me ask y'all, how is your New Year's resolution going? And if it's not going too well, then get in a breakout room right now, set a game plan with your mentor, and figure out what you have to do to change the course of your business. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a good night, everybody. Jump into the breakout rooms, set a game plan for your team, guys. Have a good night, everybody. God bless you.